Not every hero uses magic. Some rely on skill, discipline, and steel. Welcome back to Dice Duarte's, and this is The Fighter.
Boots on stone, we lost the way. Who's the driver? Not today. Map is flipped in disarray. Level free, but tend to slay. Bought a sword with evil glow. Cleric healed, then burst, we know. Wizard spells all gone by noon. Rogues already looting soon.
First things first, what is a fighter exactly? Well, a fighter is a master of weapons in combat. Period. End of story. They're the most versatile class in D&D. And they're super easy to learn, but very hard to master. So it's got a very large, high ceiling and a low floor. So if you want to learn D&D without being overwhelmed by everything, spells and all this stuff, fighter may be the best place to start. So we get to the question that we ask every video. Why play a fighter? So most people choose a fighter because it's simple and it's easy. It's beginner friendly. And you pretty much get what you get. You have reliable damage. So what you see is what you get. And you can fit it into any role that you like. It's the most flexible class in the game. So you get to decide what kind of warrior you can become. So when you're creating this character, you're going to look at the fighting style. So you just pick a specialization. That's it. For example, you can put more emphasis on defense, which gives you a +1 on your AC, which you guys should know what AC means by now. You can choose to be under the umbrella of great weapon fighting, so you can do more damage, obviously. Or you can pick like archery, so you can have better ranged attacks. Those are just a few examples. So right away, if you choose your fighter, you just choose how they fight. Then you will have automatically what they call second wind. It's a bonus action. So it's a bonus action that heals. You get it once per short rest. And you can also probably reset it after a short rest. So you can recover mid-fight and you don't need any magic to do any of that. Then you have your action surge, which is a big moment thing. So this is huge. During a fight, you could take another full action on your turn. You get once per short rest. Remember that. So this is what makes fighters dangerous. You can act twice in one turn. So, for example, let's say you attack. Then you do action surge, which gives you the ability to, you guessed it, attack again. Or you get attacked plus your action surge, and then instead of attacking again, you can dash away. Then you have your extra attack, which you attack more than once per action. Pretty simple. And it scales as you level, so you get more the higher you go. So while others get stronger spells, you get more attacks. It's pretty simple. Now that you know what a fighter is and why someone would choose to be a fighter, let's go over some of the subclasses that you can also add on to being a regular character. First, you got your champion subclass, which is the best for like a beginner. All right. It's simple and effective. Basically, you get increased critical hits during your turn. It's super easy to run and you'll get the hang of it really quick. So if you pick a champion subclass, it's perfect if you just want to hit hard and keep it simple. Then you have your battle master, which is your tactical fighter. Look at it that way. The playstyle is a little bit more advanced though. So you get like different maneuvers like trip, disarm, push, stuff like that. And you get to like develop a more tactful resource management. So not only do they just fight, they control the battlefield as well. Then you got your Eldritch Knight. which is your magic fighter. So, yeah, we talked about you don't need magic and all that stuff in the beginning, but on occasion you might run into some stuff that you might need a little bit of magic. That's where the Eldritch Knight comes in. Your playstyle is kind of a hybrid, okay? So you can go back and forth. You actually get a few spells. And you can combine magic and weapons. So if you want a little magic without leaving combat behind, this is your lane. This is the one you want to pick. So basically, to sum up, you got your champion, which is simple, lots of damage, or your battle master, which is tactical, think control, or your Eldritch Knight, which is magic, and your hybrid, so you can jump back and forth. All right, so you've decided to go with the fighter. So you ask yourself, how do I play as a fighter, right? So this is what you got to understand. This is what you got to realize. You're strong. So you want to stay in position towards the front. You're kind of like the tank. I know you've heard that saying once or twice before, right? You're going to take all the damage, but you're going to deal a lot of damage too. And you got to pick the right weapon for your build. So may it be a battle axe, longsword, cleave, mace, stuff like that. Whatever you find out, whatever you want to use, you got to use that to your best advantage, okay? Then you have to use your action surge. So when you do your action surge, you got to make sure that you're doing it for the right reason and using it wisely. So action surge, right? It's basically taking an extra action, if you remember. So when you realize that, you know that in the middle of a battle, you might be tempted to use it over and over again. Don't. Because it's very powerful, but it has some drawbacks to it as well. When you do use it, remember, it does burst damage. Basically, you're deleting something off the map as quick as you can. So it's like if the enemy's at low health, you finish them. If the boss is exposed, you unload everything. You need momentum, like right now. So that's what an action surge does. It turns one attack into like a finishing move. And you usually want to start it when you're in a fight. So to close the distance, you attack twice immediately. You put pressure on the enemies early. You win the fight before it really starts, to be honest with you. And then you use it in like emergency situations when things go sideways and the poop hits the fan, so they say. Like, let's say your ally is about to drop, you're about to die. Your enemy's about to escape, or you need to like act twice real fast. Then you do this, okay? This isn't about damage, it's about control. So, for example, if you want to do that, you do your attack, then you grapple, and then you do an action surge, then you get to attack again. Or you can dash, then do an action surge, which gives you another, you guessed it, attack. Or you can like shove something, do your action surge, and then attack with advantage because you shoved them. So those are the ways that you can use it, but there's some places where you should not use it at. So don't use it on any weak enemies because you're just wasting a turn. And you don't want to do it early in an easy fight that you know you're going to win anyway. It doesn't make any sense. Once again, you're just wasting it. Or when nothing important is happening or going to happen. It's just a waste. Okay? If it doesn't change the fight, don't use it. So, remember, you don't need magic to be powerful. I know you may think you do because it's D&D and it's all types of magic involved and dragons and da-da-da-da-da. But you don't need it. Sometimes all you need is just skill, some knowledge of your character, and the will to stand your ground when the enemies are surrounding you. That's all you need. Next time on Dice Duarte's, not every enemy waits for you to find them. Some are already watching from the shadows. Tracks in the mud, broken branches, eyes in the dark. The hunt begins before the fight ever does. Next time, you become the Ranger.